We're here, we're back, we're 2 weeks late, but that's not our fault. It's because we didn't get our comic books on time. Guys, comic book world, YouTube community, internet world, welcome back.
Yes, we are back in business and ready to review comics for you guys.
Yes, welcome back to my our weekly Dark Avenger Comic Book review.
Yep.
We are 43 episodes away from our 200th episode review.
Yep. Still in the 40 digits, and sooner or later we'll be in the 30s and so on.
And as you guys saw from the last video, this is gonna go up right after it, because the comic books are 2 weeks delayed. I did the unboxing Friday literally about 4 hours ago, and it's 4 hours later, and I'm giving you guys straight away the comic books from 2 weeks ago because I'm almost positive we're going to get another box tomorrow, and that's going to be the comic books from last week.
And by the way, before doing this review, I took extra apple juice to keep myself wide awake.
Very good.
I don't fall asleep.
Yes. Mike has to go to bed early tonight. That's why we ran through these books, so I apologize if I missed out on a couple of things because, to be honest, as I said, we ran through the books. There was a lot of nice books this week. I did enjoy a lot of the books. Looking forward to next week. Well, the books that are coming tomorrow. Yeah. Looking forward to this Wednesday's books as well. The comics we are discussing were released on October 31st, 2012, the last week of October, the 5th week of October.
And on Halloween.
Thank you. We were going to do a Halloween special, thanks to Hurricane Sandy. I don't think anybody had a happy Halloween on the East Coast. But besides the point, let's get into the books this week.
Yep.
First off, More Than Meets the Eyes, Transformers, issue number 10. This is going to be the last time you see Transformers on the weekly comic review. I'll be doing in-depth, individual slideshow reviews of Transformers, More Than Meets the Eyes, as starting issue 11. I won't be doing an in-depth review of 10. I'm going to start it with 11 instead. I've got a lot of other books I want to in-depthly review anyway. I probably will grab this if I have an extra couple of minutes to shoot. Anyway, they're still trying to get, I believe it's, I don't know, it's not Ratchet. They're trying to get, oh god.
No Index?
No, they're Rung. They're trying to help Rung come back, so they're exchanging stories about the past, and it's about before the Decepticons rose to power. They were just like a cult of people saying that the government was against the workers, and then it jumps back, and it turns out that Red Alert was not killed. His head was disembodied. His head was taken off, but he's a robot. So they found his head. They brought him back, but they were automatically accusing Cyclonus of the crime, and it actually wasn't Cyclonus. And they find out who it was. However, they don't mention it for the rest of the issue. We then go back in time again to where Pax Orion, who is the future Optimus Prime in this case, steps in, and he's working with a bunch of the Cybertronians because there was no Autobots or Decepticons yet. And they're trying to figure out exactly what's going on and how to stop the sparks from being traded back and forth, and the Decepticons are slowly rising to power, and there is a bomb that is being planted in plain sight. And then at the end of the book we find out exactly where the bomb is going to be placed, and it's up to Optimus and his crew to stop them. That is a very broad outline of this book. I apologize for that, but once again, this was like the last book I read. So it's a very broad. However, I am enjoying More Than Meets the Eyes. I will probably go back and reread this book later. As far as in-depth reviews go, I'm going to have 2 piles worth of books from 2 weeks. If I have the time, guys, I promise you I will do a better review of this on Dark Avenger Inc. if I have the time. If not, I probably will start again on issue 11.
And that same goes for comics I'll be reviewing as well.
Ghostbusters, issue 14.
Hey, just like the
this
shirt on
was good. The Ghost Smashers, Egon finds out, are destroying ghosts, but it's only temporary. The ghosts eventually come back together, and actually he's doing a test on Slimer with it. You see an empty tank, and Peter's like, hey, where's the Spud? Where did he go? And then it's 3 hours after he disappeared, he comes back together. So Egon says eventually, in a closed area, it took only 3 hours, but eventually they're gonna come back together again. So Peter goes to Walter Peck to tell him the news and everything, and Walter Peck's like, it sounds like you guys are actually trying to sabotage the Smashers. You're going to have to give me something to go on.
I hate Walter. I hate him.
I hate him
so
too.
much.
And then the Ghostbusters and Ghost Smashers have their first encounter, so to speak. And Ray actually is talking to the guy, I forgot his name. He's just so unimportant, to be quite honest.
The exterminator guy? Or?
Yeah, and he gets pissed off and pushes Ray to the ground and says, bug off, or else the next time we're going to get a restraining order, and then you'll have only the other 5 boroughs to do your work in. So, yeah. So then it goes to the very end where Egon's explaining that this is not a permanent situation, this is only temporary, and obviously by the way they treated Ray, they know it too. So basically he's just saying we have to be on our toes because eventually they're going to come back together, and as a matter of fact they might actually mix and match. I love Ray because Ray always finds a way to explain what Egon's saying with simple logic. He's like, they could mix and match like a tub full of clay. Perfect way to explain it. I understand it perfectly now. So Egon says there's a ton of variables and we can't afford to be taken off guard. We have to be ready. We have to stay wary of the whole situation, and that's where it ends. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Ghostbusters basically smash the Ghost Smashers at some point.
Oh, they're the Ghost Smashers.
Yes. Ghostbusters will, however, be sticking around on my comic review as well as the next book. Very good book. You guys definitely should check out Ghostbusters. Even if you're not fans at this point, it's taking off on its own entity, so to speak, and it's doing a really, really good job of it. I'm really enjoying the ongoing series, and I hope it sticks around for many, many, many more years. But yeah, I definitely say you guys should check out Ghostbusters. It's really good. It's that good. A book I cannot review. And it's not just due to the fact that I've only been reading books for 4 hours. This book, I'm going to show you guys how thick this book is.
Oh,
this book is the size of a trade paperback. I don't care what anybody tells you. Look at how thick that book is. Okay, this book
could take like a day or two.
This book is like a day's read.
And it's black and white.
And a lot of people were complaining that yes, it is in black and white. I will show some artwork. It is in black and white. It has Kevin Eastman art. Okay,
so you know it's good.
If there's several reasons why this price tag I feel is more is justified. Let's say it was justified. I'm trying to. It's Kevin Eastman art, black and white, classic, just like the originals. The reason I feel this deserves this is actually the $8.99 price tag for this book is well worth it. It's a book. It's a book. It has it. Now I understand I talked about the Transformer books that had spines. This thing has a spine, but it's a big, huge spine. This thing is the size of a small trade paperback. Remember those books you used to buy that had like 4 or 5 issues of the Amazing Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man?
And the Punisher also.
Yeah. This is the size of a trade paperback, and they're only charging you $8.99 when really $9, $10, $11, $12 for $4 more you're paying for this size of a regular.
It's a wraparound cover too.
It's a wraparound cover. The story is long, okay? There is no way, even if I had a week with all the work that I have in front of me right now, there is no way I would be able. I'm considering this an annual / trade paperback because this thing is the size of a trade paperback. I don't care what you can argue all you want. Go to your local comic shop, guys, and look for yourself. This thing is thick. And for $8.99, I think this is actually they underpriced this. But I started reading it before going into the other books, and it's a really good read. The artwork, oh man, I went through the whole book just to look at the artwork first, and oh my god, it's beautiful. This book is like 80s gold, but it's made for the year 2012. Definitely say you guys should go check this out. Where will you see a review of this? Well, Dark Avenger Inc. Because I can't put this on a comic. I said on the unboxing I'll put this on a comic book corner video. Honestly, I did look the book up. It is not considered a trade paperback nor a hardcover, soft cover. Well, obviously it's not a hardcover, but it's not even considered a soft cover. So, whenever I finish this Gigantamo book, which I will be reading in a lot of my free spare time, you can expect a review on Dark Avenger Inc. from this book, because it's good. Really good.
If it's Kevin Eastman, it's good. Of course. And
I didn't even finish reading it yet, and I'm telling you guys it's good, so definitely it's worth the $8.99. I mean, I remember hearing it was $8.99 a while back, saying, $8.99? There's no way I'm going to spend $8.99 for an annual. Now I'm glad. Now I'm glad. Now a book I can review is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 15. The Turtles are looking for a new home, and the Slash monster, whom we all know in the future is going to become Slash, basically they give you an origin of Slash at the very, very beginning of the book, like how he came to be genetically altered. He's like a sixth, they say he's the sixth turtle, or sixth experiment, because Splinter counted as the fifth. But he's dangerous. He's not like the other four turtles. And for those of you Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans, you know that already.
Oh yeah, isn't that the turtle that joined them later on?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't join them ever. So he's actually hunting the turtles, and the turtles are actually looking for a new place to live, because now the police are looking for, as they quote, a giant green lizard monster, which then later on becomes they call it the Slash monster. I love how Splinter is cooking, and he actually tells Casey to turn on a soap opera, and he's like, you know, my mom watched soap operas. You're an ancient ninja master. Don't you find this kind of ridiculous? And he goes, ridiculous? And he's wearing a I wook, therefore I am shirt. What do you call it? Apron.
Oh my God.
And then he's like, okay, I guess not. Never mind. And he turns it on, and then April. Actually, she gets a flat tire, but it's kind of a very peculiar flat tire, if you ask me. Or actually, she tells Casey and Splinter that. Then goes to the Turtles, whom, before they find the new place, they stop these muggers from mugging this old man. However, the old man thinks they're the Slash monster, so he runs off. And all this time, Raphael's like, listen, Casey has a game. Let's find the place, and I want to get back to see the game. And in this panel, he actually, the Slash monster, or Slash, dons his black mask, which is basically the back of a guy's shirt. So the place that Donatello found with April is a old bunker that's underneath a church, and the bunker has actually 4 levels. Doesn't this sound like the cartoon series that's coming out now? And the very bottom level goes down into the sewers, which then leads into the river. So they're connected to the sewers. They have 4 levels of was it 4? 4 or 5 levels. So they have 4 or 5 levels of things that they can do and build. Like one level will be probably where they live. It's just so much, you know. You think about this when you're reading this, especially because it's like 5 levels. What are they going to do with the 5 levels? And it's interesting. And then of course the Slash monster, or Slash, attacks the turtles.
Yikes!
And I'm not going to show the rest of the book, but let's just say things don't look good for the turtles by issue's end.
The next cover looks really...
The next cover looks very interesting, and it's not done by the internal artist, or at least I don't think so. I don't know who the next artist is, but I hope they don't change artists again. It's taken me a while to get used to Andy Kuhn's artwork. I don't want to see another artist switch up right now. I really don't, especially if it's the cover artist.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah.
The way I'm looking at it, that's why I'm saying oh dear.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll see.
No complaints about the story. Love it. The artwork, as I said, I'm not going to criticize the man's art talents. However, I do believe Andy Kuhn's artwork does not complement the Turtles. I believe the Turtles... Dan Dukin's artwork was awesome for the first story arc. Why he left, I don't know. I guess it's because he's got other projects that he's working on. But Andy Kuhn's artwork just doesn't fit this book, in my opinion. It's just my honest opinion. I'm not saying I'm not a fan. His artwork is terrible, but for the Turtles, it just doesn't fit. This artwork doesn't fit, and it's the only complaint. Only complaint. First 12 issues, 0 complaints. Annual, 0 complaints. Complete. This, my only complaint is I don't feel the artwork fits the Turtles, and I think that's what's deterring, because a few people did mention it to me, that's what's deterring people away, and they go to the trade paperbacks of the first story arc instead. The artwork is deterring them away, because it's not something, you know, if you look at the 80s, you look at the 90s, you look at all the Turtle comics up to this point, and this artwork just doesn't work for the book.
Yeah.
No offense, as I said, to Andy Kahn. I have nothing against the man, but I just don't think his artwork fits this book. Really quick, Masters of the Universe, Origin of Skeletor. I gotta be honest, I got bored halfway reading through this.
Really?
It's just, I'm really not a huge Skeletor fan. The reason I bought this was, you know, I like He-Man, and the whole Skeletor becoming Skeletor, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't.
Wait, I gotta see this.
The artwork was interesting, and watching Skeletor's face kind of like... Originally he was called Keldor the Great, but then he becomes Skeletor, and this is the ending. It's a very short story. Half of the book is the...
So basically it
Earth
was just the
Superman.
origin of how Skeletor became the Bee. Like his
Yeah, and then
backstory.
somebody tried to save him, and he stabs them. He stabs Randor, he stabs the king, and basically he's like, I'll heal you, we'll find a healer, we'll find something. And, yeah, it doesn't work.
I don't know, the artwork looks okay. I guess He-Man fans that are Skeletor fans will pick it up?
Yeah,
What do you say?
I believe they will. Personally, it was an okay issue. It was fun to read, but if you're not a fan of Skeletor, you could definitely skip it. It's a $2.99 book, so it's not like, you know, you're really wasting too much money on it, but it was okay. It was average at best. I'm looking forward more to the ongoing the miniseries that's coming out. I shouldn't have bothered getting the Origin of Skeletor here. They're going to do a bunch of origins probably. Batman Beyond Unlimited, number 9, with Superman on the cover again, because the Superman story is freaking awesome. It's the whole first story, and it's awesome. It ends. The story, this is the last part to the first story arc. There is going to be a follow-up story arc to the Superman Beyond. Superman takes down the giant robot. Of course, we all know Lex Luthor. He has a giant kryptonite meteor backup plan, and the only one that can stop it is Superman. So he pushes the meteor into the sun. We all don't think he's going to make it, but let's be honest here. It's Superman, so yeah, you know he made it. I'm sure everybody knows by now. I'm giving more spoilers. I'm giving more spoilers away than usual, but that's because this is like these books are 2 weeks old, so I'm sure anybody who's reading this already knows. And spoiler alert, Clark Kent's gone. Cal Kent is Superman's new alter ego identity, and he works for the fire department. And that's where they leave you off.
Oh, the one that quit the Daily Planet.
And it turns out Mr. Walter Nixon you think he's knocked out or taken out because Superman had to stop him, even though he had all the good intentions, but it turns out he's still alive too. The second story was okay. I called the ending where this is a huge spoiler here. That pouch that Bruce gave Terry, where he said, you know, make a circle, read the book. Basically, it turned Terry into Etrigan. I called that. The second I saw the old book, I said, oh, they're just going to turn Terry or somebody into or they're going to summon Etrigan, and that's exactly what happened. Terry became Etrigan, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess Terry's out of the second story for a bit. Then we jump into Terry and Catwoman fighting a bunch of Joker people. And Terry's begging Tim, he needs help. You know, he's like, go bring your wife to the bunker. I can't do this alone. And a lot of the fight is like, you know, Tim is like, I don't, this is not what I don't want to be part of this deal. The old man can run the computer by himself. And then out of nowhere, spoiler alert here, Dick Grayson comes into the fight, and he's actually saying, It's ugly out here. These maniacs are tearing our city apart. Looks like Gotham needs all hands on deck. I'm in. So the whole story, in a sum up, Terry tries to get Tim to help him out, but instead Dick jumps in and says, don't worry about it. I'm with you. I'm in. So, first story, awesome. Second story, okay. Third story, pretty good. Looking forward to seeing what Dick Grayson Beyond is going to be doing next in Gotham Beyond and Batman Beyond. So, yeah. Shortest story, though, ironically, is the Batman Beyond story. The middle story follows right behind that, and the Superman story was very dominant in this book. It took up a nice amount of pages. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just the way I read it. Maybe they're all even page. You know, the pages are even for each story. But in quality, the Superman story had a lot. The Justice League story sort of had a lot, and you called the ending. The Batman Beyond story was just a quick read, you know, fighting, and Tim says he doesn't want to be bothered, and Dick just jumps in and is like, I'm here, to be continued. So, really good though. Enjoying Batman Beyond Unlimited. There are very few DC books I'm enjoying anymore, but this book just continues to deliver each and every month, and they're, of course, digital first stories. And the one book that you charged me $4.99 for, the only annual we bought, and if not for Mike, we wouldn't have gotten any of the annuals, because I think it's ridiculous that DC released 4 annuals at the 5th week, on the 5th week of the 5-week Wednesday months.
Yes.
And I can't wait for the next one. The next one I think has the 2 Green Lanterns, and I'm forced to get those.
Yep, okay, so this is Justice League Dark Annual, #1, continuing...
The only annual.
The only annual #1. And this...
You heard they're canceling Justice League Dark?
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I still...
I'm not buying it Constantine when it comes out.
No, I didn't say to buy it.
Okay.
Justice League Dark I'm sticking with. But anyway, this goes to the last story, that what happened...
The last part of the story, you mean?
Yeah, and there are lots. And I'm not going to talk too much about it.
Look, that's where it ended last time.
Yes, and like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm going to go in depth on Dark Avenger Inc. So
no, you could go a nice amount of it.
A nice amount.
Oh, dear
Yes.
Lord, there's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein of Shade crosses over with Justice League Dark. But I have to admit, though.
Oh, he's going to admit,
he's
though.
not that bad. He really actually is kind of helpful in this book. And they keep relating it back to Justice League Dark issue 0. I don't think issue 0 did good because they keep referencing it over and over and over again with what happened with Nick.
Well, obviously it did do good. The reason they're referencing it is because this book is highly connected to 0. So if you didn't read 0, you're going to have to go back and read it because this book is connecting itself to it.
Yes. So Nick is talking to Z about his journey of what he did when he was sent to Hell in issue 0. And how he encountered lots of things along the way, including Mordaru.
Let me see.
Mordaru? If I pronounce these names, Mordaru?
Mordru?
Mordru. By the way, guys, if I pronounce names wrong, serious apologies. I'm not good with names. And there was a nice scene over here where it was Merlin versus Mordaru, however you say it. Yeah, blah blah. And actually, Timothy was brought into the conversation where he was destined to possess the books of magic. And he needed him to possess the book of magics because the issue before, the doctor wanted to get the child so that way he can have the child to possess the books and all that stuff.
Oh, that's just so sweet.
And he said that he was the one that formed the team, Nick. And I was like saying, like, wow, really? Like, that's a slap right there. And it just goes into how they're going to...
Don't tell me Frankenstein's going to join JLD.
Is that Swamp Thing over here?
Yes, that is.
Yeah. If you guys remember...
And there's Etrigan. Etrigan's here.
Uh-huh.
John Constantine.
And there's Deadman.
Yeah, it's the whole crew.
Yeah. The Madam Ziandu, from what I heard pronounced. This is issues back. Yeah, Zandidu.
Ah, Zandidu.
I don't know.
Like Gandhi.
Basically, if you remember the pitch I just showed you, that was like way issues back when she had visions and stuff like that. And
I think this book is going to take us all the way to the end. Oh my God!
Yeah, and another person makes an appearance. The Princess Amaya of House
Amethyst.
Makes an appearance as well.
Oh, no.
And something tells me you don't like her either. Wait, the stories, there's more.
Oh, tell me that is she good in the story?
Well, she actually gave Timothy the power of magic because he's like saying, you heard me, I don't want magic. And she gave it to him. And there's just war that goes on. Like Frankenstein.
Good artwork, I will say that.
Yes, very good. Absolutely recommended. Great artwork. And yeah, they just do lots of fight scenes, lots of magic. And Andrew, actually, Bennett, that appeared, joined the team as well with a cool sword, I have to admit that.
Cool sword.
Yeah.
From iVampire.
Yeah. Long story short, Nick gets to the Book of Magic. Things get a little bit haywire and heated. And he doesn't kill Timothy. It's actually the Black Orchid in disguise.
So he killed Black
Like
Orchid?
he said, basically, if you kill the boy, I'll release Zatanna. And she was in disguise, so that way he would do, you know, that. So Timothy opens the Book of Magic, and things don't look good. And Zatanna actually joined him too with teleporting thingamajigger. And more will be explained in depth review, but yeah. Next in Just League Dark issue.
It's not even
14,
ended.
The Death of Magic. Next issue.
It's not even ended, people. It's still to be continued into the next story.
I do have to admit, though, I thought it was going to be not such a good book, because in the beginning it was kind of boring. But as the story progressed, it was really great. Wow. So, the beginning you might be a little bit boring, like going, but then if you wake up, if you read a little bit more, you'll be more wide awake, and yeah. But I definitely recommend Annual #1. And if I missed out points, don't worry. I will be doing an in-depth review, and you'll be getting the full story, cover to cover.
Yeah, we apologize that our
reviews
are good. We're going to have 2 weeks worth of books to review, guys. We apologize, but, you know, it happened. The hurricane hit, and deliveries have been ridiculous. The good news is, hopefully, this week's books will be on time. I can't promise you guys that we'll have a comic review tomorrow, because I think the books from last week...
Too.
And we have the live, so I can't promise you guys anything for Tuesday night, but Wednesday maybe we'll be able to catch up with books from last week as the books from this week's come out, and then this week's books will be on the weekend as they always are.
Midterm papers and comics. It's not final papers and comics.
Yeah, the problem is. But then again,
it's
maybe the live show,
really
maybe the live show will be able to help us because I'll look through the books and then we'll have people to talk to about the books.
I'm going to be back home later because
so we'll see. We'll see. It all depends on how we go about doing the next comic review. I know there will be an unboxing Friday. I probably won't post it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So we'll have to go into Marvel in the next part.
I hope I didn't take up this one.
No, it's okay. So we probably won't be able to do a review tomorrow, but there will be an unboxing Friday if the books come, and it'll be posted obviously after the live show though, but we will at least have the books to talk about on the live show. Fingers crossed they come tomorrow. See you guys in the next part. Next part's all Marvel, baby, and we got a nice amount of Marvel books and a nice amount of things to talk about, plus 2 Marvel Now books, even though 1 is really not a #1, but it's still considered a Marvel Now book. See you guys there.